Now joined by Super Bowl champ Ben Watson. Ben, good day to you. Amazing day to you, considering we just found out you have 7 children at home who are all being homeschooled, and you think and you say life is in relatively good order in your household. Bless you, my friend. You should start your post-football career just advising other people on how to maintain sanity at home. What has life been like for you since you decided to retire from football? I'm sure this is not how you thought it was going to look. Home with everyone all day, every day.
Definitely not, considering the coronavirus that we're dealing with. But I have to say that you have to start off with the right woman. If I had the wrong woman, having 7 kids at home would be incredibly horrible. But we are doing well. Everybody's healthy. We're definitely in some unprecedented times here. But everybody's good. The one thing I found, I think, is that the kids actually enjoy being together more than we thought. Now, we have our fights and our arguments like everybody else, but we have a schedule every day, and they're doing a great job of getting along. I think they're creating a lot of memories that'll last well past this time in history.
It's unbelievable. And a little more context for folks before we get to the football. Ben's 7 kids are all 11 years or younger. I don't. I feel like you said you have a great wife. I feel like you need a great wife and 5 extra full-time employees to help you with it. But we'll get to the NFL and leave your family alone for now. Tom Brady said something really interesting to Howard Stern, which was he knew basically going into last year that it was going to be his last year. With the Patriots, did you or other guys in that locker room have that same feeling that Tom knew this was his swan song with the team?
Well, I had been gone for a decade, and so I didn't have kind of the ramp up of the last several years and kind of understanding how things were going or really talking to him on a daily basis like I was able to this year. Obviously, you've been somewhere for 20 years. He's done so much, won 6 Super Bowls. Things run their course. And he was in the last year of his deal, didn't have a new deal. As football players, we understand that on any given day, any given week, even the most important player, it seems, on a franchise could be gone. I personally wasn't quite sure. I knew there was a possibility because I've seen a lot of football and talking to him throughout that year last season. I knew no deal was done. I knew it was going to go to free agency. But even then, you never quite know how things are going to turn out. So I was somewhat surprised. As much as anybody else. But on the flip side, I wasn't surprised because I understand football. I'm happy for him, though. I'm happy for him to have a chance to go somewhere he wanted to go, have a new challenge. Sometimes even the great ones need something different. They need a change of scenery. I think that has as much to do with this as anything else.
Ben, you've seen a lot of quarterbacks. What was your impression of Stidham, and how should Patriots feel about Stidham?
I've seen a lot of quarterbacks for sure. I've seen a lot of guys who come in with a lot of hype who didn't pan out. Seen guys who came in under the radar and turned into being superstars. Stidham has all that there needs to be for somebody who's going to be successful. He's a student of the game. You hear that a lot, but what that really means is that when we're in the meeting rooms, he's paying attention. When they're in the quarterback room, he's paying attention. When he's on the field, he's taking instructions from the coaches. He's able to disseminate information to the guys in the huddle. He's able to encourage them and kind of go through the minor details about route running, about reading coverages, all those things. And he's eager to learn, and he has a certain humility about him with confidence. And so he had a chance to learn under arguably the greatest quarterback to play the game. And so he soaked that in for a year. Patriot fans should be confident that he wouldn't be in that room if Coach Belichick didn't think that he could help the team.
You just made Wildes very happy. All right, Ben, I'm going to put you on the spot here.
I feel great.
You played alongside Brady and under Bill Belichick. Who do you think was more responsible for the Patriots' success, Tom or Bill?
Yeah, what came first, the chicken or the egg? That's a great question, and I think it's obviously a combination of both. It's obviously a combination. You can't separate the two and expect the same sort of success that they had. They each play different roles. Now, then the next question is obviously who's going to be most successful when they leave and separate where they are now. I think they both will be successful to some extent, but I don't think they will accomplish near the success that they had together. This was the perfect storm at the perfect time with the perfect hungry player who got an opportunity because somebody got hurt, and then you've got this defensive genius and also a guy who doesn't show partiality to players no matter who they are. They were the perfect blend at the perfect place with the right ownership to have this sort of success. They wouldn't have been as successful apart from each other.
Ben, I want to follow up on something you said there at the very end, which is part of what makes Belichick Belichick and so successful and so great is that, as you put it, he doesn't show any partiality towards anyone based on past performance. It's always about what you can do next and what's best for the team through his eyes. But I would imagine for certain players who feel they have graduated past that, they have earned a little more than just being a number on a spreadsheet, that could rub them the wrong way. You're also one of the most educated, intelligent athletes I've ever encountered. So I'm sure you understand it from a logical perspective, but from a human perspective, it can still be wounding. How do guys deal with Belichick's very cut and dry, almost maniacal nature when it comes to crafting the team? And have you seen guys say, man, I saw it happen to other people. I didn't think it would happen to me.
Yeah, it's a difficult situation sometimes, and especially when you look at guys who are very accomplished in other places. Maybe they come to New England after having a Hall of Fame career somewhere else, like a Junior Seau who comes in and we're sitting in a meeting room and Bill is telling him, of all people, how to blitz the A-gap, as if Junior Seau doesn't know how to blitz the A-gap, and correcting him on how he's blitzing said A-gap. And so you have that clash, and there's a certain type of player, not bad or good, that is able to accept that. But I think the reason why you're able to receive some of that criticism is because you know the possibility of a great reward, meaning winning and a Super Bowl championship. Over time, those things can definitely rub a player the wrong way. I'm not here to say that he treats everybody the same. Rookies always get it the worst. But he does have a reputation of saying, look, it's about accountability. It's about what have you done here, not last year, not in some other place. What have you done here yesterday? And so it is tough mentally, I will say, for a lot of players, myself included.
Ben, was that process that Belichick had the same throughout your career in both stints with the Patriots? Or did you notice something when you came back, said, oh, this is a little bit different. This has evolved. This runs differently than I was used to?
Well, it's amazing what a little bit of jewelry will do to you. There was a little bit of a difference after being gone for a decade and coming back 3 rings later. He had more of a softer side, I would say. Before, it was you never saw Coach Belichick smile, at least in the meeting rooms. You never saw him do jokes and stuff, even though he has a great sense of humor, a lot of it off the field, obviously, away from the cameras and everything. But I did in this stint with the Patriots see a different side of him. And I think part of it is obviously everybody changes over time. Everybody matures. Everybody goes through different things in their own life struggles. And they become different people over time, and they see things in a different way. I think the same thing happened with Coach. The same thing happened with Tom after being away. The same thing happens to all of us after a decade.
Wait, I have to just follow up on that. You think that Belichick got a little lighter, a little softer, a little funnier, at least off camera? Give us something. Give us a Bill Belichick story that none of us would know. All we know are the 4 words he usually gives us at a press conference. You've been with the guy. Give us something to give us a little insight into Bill Belichick.
Yeah. Well, rookies always do well. Actually, it's kind of changed now throughout the NFL, but there was a tradition that rookies always did, rookie shows. During training camp, rookies come in. About halfway through, they either have to do a joke, they have to sing their school fight song, they have to do some sort of show put together. And this year, coming back, I don't know how long he's been doing this, but it was new to me because this was my first year being back after a decade. We divided into teams, and Coach Belichick actually participated in a rookie team show of entertainment. He was on the stage telling jokes, making fun of other people, making fun of himself, having a great time. And it doesn't mean that he still didn't demand the utmost respect. It still didn't mean that he still held the standard very, very high when it came to how we performed on the field. But there was a sense of humor there and kind of let your hair down type deal that I really appreciated, that I don't think, well, actually I know, wasn't the case before. And as we've seen, still successful, still greatest all-time coach, still wins, still Super Bowls. But again, people change over time. And also, I would say that players have changed. We talk about different generations of players. Guys coming in now aren't the same as the guys coming in when I first came into the league in 2004. And so the great coaches are able to hold certain things true. Certain standards must be held when it comes to performance, but also they're able to adapt to the personalities of the players that are coming into their locker room.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.